Hi, I'm Chris, one of the founders of Acts Ministries, and I'd like to share with you some of the things that God has been doing in our lives since we've started. So back in 2022, we had decided to give the Lord our yes, and we were going to be missionaries overseas doing anti-trafficking work for God and just give it all away and be those missionaries. And God had other plans. Like, we had waited through COVID to go over there, like 2 years. And then it comes time to go and God shuts all the doors on us. And so that happened, and we kind of just spent time in prayer. Like, we still had given God our yes, and it was at a point where it's like, God, okay, we gave you our yes. Now what? Because we had plans of what we thought God was calling us to, and he clearly had other plans. So we sat in prayer for, it was about 9 months, close to a year, depending on how you look at it, before he revealed to us what he actually wanted us to do. And we had struggled back and forth of okay, on our heart was laid this idea for 24/7 prayer and worship. Something had happened in that year of praying and spending time with the Lord in the quiet place that just set this fire burning inside of us that was 24/7 prayer and worship. That's what we want to do. But God also laid on our heart this ministry for testimony. I had been a videographer for years at this point, and I had done work like this before with nonprofits and secular organizations. And so at that time, God kind of just called us forward and was like, hey, take this skill and use it for me. And we, oddly enough, at the time, thought that 24/7 prayer and worship would be way easier than doing testimonies, traveling around the world and meeting a whole bunch of people and doing the fun stuff that we actually originally planned on doing before we went into the season of prayer. But it was interesting because now we do feel like God is calling us back into this 24/7 prayer and worship to the Lord, that clearly now we realize he was saying, you aren't ready for that yet, right? Our quiet time wasn't where it was supposed to be. God wanted to progress us further in some of things, surrendering in our life and obedience in certain areas, and different skills of being bold in prayer and being bold in evangelism and all these things that kind of are encompassed into what a 24-hour prayer and worship center would be. Mostly because when we talk about 24/7 prayer and worship, it sounds like a bunch of people sitting in a building just spending quiet time with the Lord. And although that is a piece of it, there is so much more. The fruit that comes out of that is so much more than just being still in front of the Lord. There are moments of stillness, and there are also moments of doing. So we feel like the Lord has called us to open up a 24/7 ministry center in the heart of downtown Boise. This ministry center will do a couple different things. Its foundation is prayer and worship, but it will also do things like be open to the public so that those who are wanderers can come in and be ministered to through prayer. It will have rooms that are dedicated to physical and spiritual healing that is based in prayer. We will have equipping and sending centers where revivalists and evangelists can come in and equip people to go do that kind of work. And then when they're done with that meeting, send them out in the city immediately. Hey, the bars are open. Go out and evangelize to people. Go out and pray over people. Go out and prophesy over people. Show God's love to the people in the city of Boise. Be the hands and feet. The thing is that this is going to take a dedicated group of generous people who are willing to give their time, talents, and finances to make this a reality. Boise is ripe for the harvest, and we're asking people to partner with us so we can see God change our city, which we know he wants. And if this is something that you feel like God is calling you to, please visit our website and reach out to us. We'd love to have you on our team.